Buford, Georgia is a bigger town here in the Northeast Metro Atlanta area that is known for its top-ranking schools and abundant shopping. Hi, I'm Sarah Maslowski with KeyPoint Homes Group, a local real estate team here in the Northeast Metro Atlanta area, helping families from all across the country make the move here to Georgia. So what makes living in Buford so great, and why may it not be the place for you? First on the list of pros is the location. Buford, which majority of it sits in Gwinnett County, kind of sits right on the edge of the suburbs before you start to get into the much more busy feel of Atlanta. There is a tiny portion of the town that is in Hall County, but most of it lies in Gwinnett, which is the second most populous county in Georgia with just over 930,000 residents. Buford also sits on the southern end of Lake Lanier, and it's actually the farthest south you can be on the lake, which means you are the closest to Atlanta at this location, and you're going to have a lot more access to amenities and things that you won't find on some of the other parts of the lake. Buford is the last exit on Interstate 985 before it turns into 85, which will also take you straight down into Atlanta. It might not be the fastest commute into the city, but you can get there in a straight shot. You'd be surprised at the amount of people who live in Buford and commute into the city every single day. Being located right off of 985, it is super convenient and it allows you to get to a ton of different areas very quickly and efficiently. Most of Buford definitely has a busier feel. You are so close to every box store you can think of. You have the mall and restaurants galore. Something I always get a tickle out of but get asked all the time is how far away is Costco? And good news, Buford is home to one of the few in our area. You've also got the Mall of Georgia, which is by far one of the busiest malls here locally. It seems like most malls have kind of died out with the popularity of Amazon and online shopping, but the Mall of Georgia is one of those few here that is still thriving. You also have a Target, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, REI, Aldi, and a million and other places to shop right there in Buford, not to mention all of the amazing food options as well. Buford is also home to one of the few Sprouts farmers markets in our area, and we hear from clients all the time that they want to be close to either a Sprouts or a Whole Foods, and this is one of the few that you will find this far north. I have my fingers crossed for a Whole Foods one day. Buford would be a great spot, or Gainesville would also be another top contender. Buford also has a Topgolf and an Andretti indoor go-karting track, which were both newer additions to town that have been hugely popular with locals. Buford is also home to some of my favorite restaurants, most of which are in the downtown historic section. You've got Rico's World Kitchen, TANI Thai, and Aquaterra. Those are some of my favorite places to eat in Buford, and they're all right there in the charming downtown area. Now, downtown also has some beautiful old buildings, and all of these are spots on Main Street. You can also find more shops and restaurants down there. This is considered the Buford city limits, which is a highly sought after area to live in because it puts you in the district for Buford City Schools, which leads me to probably my biggest pro about Buford, their schools. Buford City Schools were rated the best school district in Georgia according to Niche's annual report for 2023, and they have for the last decade. They were also ranked the #1 best place to teach in Georgia and the #1 best school district for athletes in Georgia. One of the great things is that Buford City Schools are public. However, it is extremely difficult to find a home that would put you in the district because of the popularity. You can, however, pay a $2,000 tuition every year to attend the schools if you can get in on their waiting list and you meet the required qualifications. You can currently only apply in kindergarten and 9th grade because Buford City Schools are so highly sought after, but they aren't the only great schools in Buford. Depending upon where you live in town, your kids may also attend Flowery Branch, Mountain View, Lanier, and Mill Creek. I always recommend researching the schools in the town that you want to live in. Then you can narrow down your search to fit in the school district that you think would be a best fit for your kids. Joining local Facebook groups to get other community members' thoughts and opinions are very helpful, and calling the schools to see if you can tour them or meet with some of their staff can also be very helpful. It's important to remember that just because a certain school doesn't receive as high of a ranking on paper as others doesn't mean that your child wouldn't also get an amazing education and thrive there. At the time of filming this video, Buford is kind of right in the middle of the pack as far as pricing goes. Currently, the average price in June 2023 was $532,000, and the median price was $485,000. This is quite a drop, however, from May's average sales price in Buford, which was $586,000. Currently, though, the average sales price of $532,000 is a bit more affordable than Buford's neighbor, which is Suwannee, which has an average sales price of $658,000 at the time of filming this video. Buford, however, is more expensive than its other neighboring town of Lawrenceville, which is currently sitting at an average sales price of $416,000. Surprisingly, Cumming is currently more expensive than Buford, with an average sales price of $607,000. There are currently only 12 houses for sale in Buford on Lake Lanier, so not a lot of options to choose from there if your goal is to be in Buford and on the lake. So if you want to live on the lake, you're going to have to be patient when seeking out that Buford location. You may also have more luck looking in areas a little bit further north like Gainesville or Cumming. They have a lot more lake inventory. Now, as far as homes in general go in Buford, you are going to find that most of them are in neighborhoods. So if you're one of those people who know that you do not want to live in an HOA and you want like chickens, Buford is most likely not going to be the place for you. There are some newer construction homes that are recently popping up in Buford that are not in neighborhoods, but you're not going to get the acreage that you're looking for. Buford may not have a ton of lake houses, but it is home to Margaritaville at Lake Lanier, which is a huge water park, RV resort, hotel, restaurant, and marina. This is by far one of the most popular ways to experience the lake without having to spend money to live on it, and it's nice to get away from some of the busyness of Buford and spend time on the water. There is a ton of congestion in Buford around the mall, and all of the shopping and the traffic can be a bit of a headache. This is one of the biggest drawbacks of living in a bigger town for sure. So what do you think? Would you consider making a move to Buford? If you are, I would love to be your agent. You can find my contact information directly below this video. Also, make sure you check out this video if you are considering making a move to Georgia.